Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Civilization 6 experiment. This is our third episode of our second heat for Scientific Showdown. And so far, we've already got two winners, effectively. Well, the first two places, if you will. First place went to Orange Germany over here, and second place went to Green Australia. So those two are first and second, so we're going to go ahead and finish off the rest of the rankings and see who comes in third through eighth. So yeah, at that point, we're going to go ahead and jump ahead to turn 501. Be right back. All right, here we are back at turn 501. And the first thing we're going to do is check the science scores. And it looks like nobody else has won yet. China up here is still got 3 rockets to go. You got 3 rockets to go. Pretty much looks like everybody still has 3 rockets to go. So not a lot has changed since 25 turns ago, which is kind of interesting. I guess one thing we can do real quick is just see if anybody's been pillaged yet. At least Persia up here is building a, not Persia, wow, sorry, Sumeria up here is building a rocket finally. They were having some trouble where I thought they were going to win, them or the other Sumeria, but they just stopped building rockets. Well, at least they're building a rocket now, so we see that. Gray Germany over here, also building a rocket there. That one's still pillaged. And I'm not seeing another rocket being built. He's got another silo here, but nothing being built there at the moment. There might be one hidden in there somewhere. China over here in the middle, it's got a rocket silo pillage, rocket, man, 3 rocket silos pillaged at the moment. And I'm not seeing any more rockets being built. He's probably like, you know what? I'm not going to bother with that. That's just they're just going to get pillaged if I try and build one. Hey man, that's the way you have to win. So you got to keep trying. Green, the other China over here, the other green China, if you will, the light green. Looks like they got nuked here in the middle. And actually, I think that might have happened last time. I can't remember. Got a rocket being built here, but I'm not seeing any others. So it looks like just one being built. It's possible I'm missing one. A lot of places to look around. Oh, no, there's a second one. So they are building 2 rockets right now at the moment. They did have one pillaged down here still as well. Actually, nope, there's 3 rockets right there, right? Am I looking at that right? 1, 2, and 3. So they're off to a really good start to get that third place finish then. If they're building 3 rockets at the same time, we'll see if they can avoid being pillaged. Other Australia down here has got a rocket being built there. And I thought that was one. Never mind. That's not one. Oh, there's one right there. So they do have 2 being built right now at the same time. So not too bad. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then Sumeria up here. Come on, Sumeria. You actually got your act together as well? No. You still got only 2 rocket silos, and neither one of them is being built. Oh, he actually finally took Lisbon. I didn't even see that happen. It looks like it might have been fairly recent with all the pillaging done around it. That might have happened last episode. I just didn't notice, but yeah. It's kind of interesting to see. But yeah, nothing being built. Come on, Sumeria. You had a chance to be the winner here, and you have failed. You absolutely failed us. Oh well, you know, it's his loss, I suppose. But anyway, not too bad. Overall, let's just kind of look real quick. Score, still China's doing really good. Obviously, kind of the score is a little bit of a throwaway on games like this. It don't really matter too much. But we'll see what happens. It's funny that it says right here that China is leading, even though we already know that John Kurt and Frederick over here have actually won. We'll jump ahead another 25 turns and see what happens. All right, here we are at turn 526. And a couple of things I noticed, obviously, spawning here at our default Sumeria that we kind of spawn in as. One, he's gotten nuked over here, so that's kind of interesting. Poor guy. He's also got a pillaged rocket silo up here. I can't tell that a rocket was being built at that time. He's also building a rocket up here, which is good to see. But a thing that I noticed as I went to the science screen is that Gilgamesh has only 1 rocket left remaining to win this thing. He's already built the other 2. So in the last 25 turns, he has knocked out a couple more rockets, even though he was building them apparently 1 at a time. Surprisingly, though, our China that was building 3 at a time has only completed 1. Now, it's possible the other 2 are like right about to be finished and this guy just doesn't have a chance. We don't know, but we'll go check that out. But as of right this second, it actually appears that this Gilgamesh is set for 3rd place because he has the most rocket parts completed, which is shocking to me because he has been dead last by a long shot for basically the entire game. It's shocking how bad he's been, this entire game. And he's not a very good location, but I think he could have expanded a bit more. But we'll see. I mean, one rocket silo to go. I mean, does he have enough production? We'll see if he can squeeze out that third place finish, or if these other guys will knock him out. Germany over here. How many Germany does they need? They still need 3. So, man, they got a lot of jets flying around. They're building 1 there. They got nuked as well. Man, everybody's throwing around the nukes like crazy nowadays. Is that the only rocket silo I am seeing that's building anything still? Yeah, this one's not building at the moment. So he's only building 1 at a time. Well, I mean, unless something happens with pillaging and stuff like that, Sumeria is at least going to beat him almost for sure. Although Germany does have some pretty good production, but I can't imagine 3-to-1 production. Let's go look at China here in the middle. They are 3 away still. They were dealing with some pillagings for a while there. They're actually building 2 at the same time there. And a third one down here. So they're actually building all 3 of theirs. So it's possible. It's possible they can get their 3 out before Gilgamesh gets his 1. I definitely think they'll get their 3 out before Germany gets their 3. But we'll see what happens. Jump over to the other China, which I actually thought should have won by now. They have a pillaging. Okay, we already saw that one. Never mind. I was thinking that was a new one. I think we saw that one before. I think their 3 silos were up here, weren't they? Or how many do they need? They need 2 still. So I think there was 1 up here that I think is already finished. So they still need 2 more. Is that one being built? Yes. It's kind of hard to see behind the truck, but there is one being built right here in the middle. And then there's one over here. Again, another truck blocking it, which is kind of, what are the odds? 2 trade routes. But yeah, so he's building his 2 as well. So it's possible he could beat out Gilgamesh because he's building the last 2 he needs. John Curtin down here. I believe he was building 3 at the same time, so he thought he had a good chance. He only needs 2 left. He's got 1 being built here. And 1 being built out here. So again, there's 3 guys so far that are building all of the ones they need. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I think 4. Did I say this other China? I can't remember. He's also building it, right? 1, 2. I know there's a third one, isn't there? I completely forgot what I just said because I got the 2 Chinas confused for a second there. I think he is. Yeah, it's over here. There's the third one. So yeah, so we got 4 people building the last rockets that they need all at the same time. So that's going to be interesting to see. That really comes down to production and whether or not they can get pillaged or not. So we'll see what happens there. This other Sumeria, which should have won so long ago, still not building any rockets. Like, what is going on with this guy? What is the AI thinking right now? It's like, you know what? I got all these ziggurats. What do I need to go to outer space for? These ziggurats are too cool. I honestly don't know. This guy's going crazy. But yeah, I would really love to see this other Sumeria win. That would be pretty awesome, especially since he's been last place this entire game. It'd be really awesome to see him win. But anyway, go ahead and jump ahead another 25 turns. Although, honestly, I may have to shorten it to like 5 or 10 turns because I have a feeling any one of these guys, or actually all of these guys, may win within the next 25 turns. But we will see. I'll be right back. All right, we are back at turn 551. And as you can see, a few more people have completed their science victories. We have China, the other Australia, and Gilgamesh down here who have finished their victories. Now, the order was China actually got 3rd place. And actually, as I was watching through it, for some reason, I don't know why it's bugged out and not showing it, green China, dark green China over here, actually got 4th place. They finished theirs, but for some reason, it's not actually showing that they completed it. If I were to actually log in, like switch over to their user, I can't build any more science parts anywhere, any more space parts anywhere. I actually tried just to make sure. Like, I went back to that save, and when it was going back and forth, I was like, "Is this something going wrong? What's going on here?" And sure enough, it's just bugged out right now, and it's not giving them credit for that. But as I was watching through that turn by turn, it for a moment popped up showing them with that 4th place finish. And then when it went a little bit further into the game, for some reason, it got rid of it. 5th place was actually Gilgamesh. So, I mean, kudos to him. I will say the 2 Chinas were about 2 or 3 turns apart. So they were very, very close to each other. Gilgamesh was about 15 turns after that. And Curtin was like right around that phase as well. So, I mean, all of these last 4 were about 50 turns after the first 2. The first Australia and the other Germany. So there's that. But seeing the 2 Chinas together doesn't surprise me too much. They've been so close to each other the entire game. Their scores were very, very similar. It's just been progressing very, very well overall. And I'm not too surprised that Sumeria actually came in 5th and lost, ultimately overall, even though they were building the final rocket they needed. They don't have any production out here, like literally nothing, related to production in any way. They've got a lot of, ziggurats and a lot of farm, but that's it. So it's really probably hurting Gilgamesh a lot, in this game. Now, if you're playing Gilgamesh as a player, or for one, you're going to be a little bit more aggro on conquest, and you're probably not going to just have food and science everywhere. You're going to have some production in some places that's a little bit better off. So I don't think this means that Gilgamesh is not a good science victory. So again, remember, take these things with a grain of salt. These are just for fun, play around with whatever. All of these guys are good at science. Let's put it that way. But it does not surprise me to see the Chinas, and in the other game, the Koreas, just really, together kind of doing well no matter what their situation was, because they're just strong overall. China's able to build just a bunch of wonders and just really grow really well. And obviously Korea's got the huge science boost. So overall, those were our rankings. Now, the last two that have not finished yet are the Greg Germany and the Gilgamesh up here, who just refused to build his rockets. He should have won this entire thing, just refused to build his rockets. Now, I actually let this thing play about another 25, 50 turns into the future, and they just, neither one of them ever finishes building their rockets. They just don't. So I'm actually going to call it here, and I'm going to say that Gilgamesh actually got that 7th spot, just because if I go look at the production ability, his rockets would finish sooner if he actually were to switch them, whereas Germany's would take a little bit longer to finish at this point in time, based on the production that he has and the cities that he has that still have rocket silos. Because he's only got 2 rocket silos, just like Gilgamesh is, so they'd have to build their last 3, 2 at a time, and then that last one by itself. Now, it's possible if he got, this one over here repaired, he'd be able to finish 3 at the same time, but again, for some reason, they just decided that they gave up. I mean, I guess once somebody won the game, they decided there's no point. But it's kind of weird because my other game, they did continue finishing building the rockets. So whatever, we'll give it to them. Like I said, we'll give Germany last place, and we'll give Gilgamesh the other spot. Now, that does give Germany end capping this game. He got first place and he got last place. So what does that tell you? I mean, again, it's the AI. They're being a little goofy. But I think what that tells you is just Germany can be very, very good. They can be very, very poor. It's hard to say. Any one of these guys, like I said, could win a victory. But I do think the fact that the Chinas were close together does speak a lot for them. So I think that's, if there's anything you can take out of that, is that China has some strength there in some way. But anyway, so what this means is that our game that will be our, showdown of the 2 heats will actually be Germany, Australia, and the 2 Chinas against Scotland, the 2 Koreas, and Arabia. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun, a really cool game. I mean, Arabia, Korea, Scotland, all of them have ways to boost their science by a percentage base. Germany, Australia, China, they all have like pretty good, ways to get production and things. So it's really going to be interesting to see that production versus the science kind of, how that pits off against each other. I don't think we'll do the same map next time, just because it is a, it's been fun to use the 2 heats against the same map. But, I feel like this guy up here has a little bit of a weakness, although, again, he could have won here and things like that. So I'm going to figure out a way to get maybe a map that may be a little bit more fair, and we'll see how it goes from there. Maybe just do like a flat, like a lake map or something like that, where it's just all land around, one little mass of water in the middle, or something along those lines. But we'll see how it goes. But again, I hope you enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun for me to do it, and it's going to be a lot of fun to play this out and see, who comes out first place overall amongst all of those. Let's see, do we have a representative from everybody? The only people that aren't going to get represented out of these 2 heats is Sumeria. They don't have any representatives, and Russia. So Sumeria and Russia are the only 2 that don't have representatives. Everybody else at least has 1 representative, and then, like I said, China and Korea will have 2. So anyway, again, thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.